Hi everyone, welcome back to Knackler's workshop. This is part 2 of the giant halfway on our diet videos. So if you watch part 1, you know the plan was to remove a lot of the lugs. So sorry, we've got these ones on the bottom there. They've come up really well. Let's have a look round. We took the one off the fork, so that came up nicely. These were where the stand was, the bracket for the stand. That actually was quite a challenge, and eventually sort of came together, but it was quite hard work. That was where the boss for the rear brake was. And this was the giant old mounting bracket for the rack. So that was yeah, that took quite a lot of manual work. But as we can see now, we've got back to a normal shape. And if you have a look, these are a lot of the bits, or they are all the bits that came off. Obviously lots of filing, so the weight gain will obviously be more than just if we were to weigh that, it's clearly going to be more. So it's been quite a bit of work to get this far. I think what my job now will be to get some primer on these, and then we just do some I'll do some painting. I won't bother showing you that, and then I'll just walk you through chopping the bars off, chopping the seat pin off, and we're just going to do a little bit of work on the cranks just to see if we can take a bit of weight off there. And if you watch the last one, there was a bolt there. We're going to shorten that. So sorry, looking at the wrong place. So a bolt there. So we do that anyway. So I'll crack on with the painting, and then I'll bring you back when we're on something a bit more interesting. Okie doke. So see you in a while. Hi everyone, so just a bit of an update of where we are. I've cut about an inch off the handlebars. I obviously off both sides. I run a little clip. There might, well, I think I filmed it whether it came out right. So I've got a little clip of the hex. I did it on the 𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐥, so we'll run that now. Okay, so that was cutting the handlebars off. So refitted the brake because we took that off when we were doing some of the cutting off some of the bits. So that's all back on. I've put the chain set back on. I did file off a bit of up here. It wasn't a great success, so I haven't done this side. I need to look up an old video of someone's, which is a bit of a challenge because I can't remember whose it was. But it was how to get a good sort of finish on when you're trying to remove stuff like this. So we'll probably revisit that a little bit. As you can see, some painting just it's not too good actually. I mean, big lesson I've learned here is I can't paint, but it's protected it, so that's the main thing. And as I mentioned previously, we'll look to get the frame repainted at some time. So the only remaining bit now, or two pieces to do, is one to cut down the seat pin, because there's quite a lot of that, and two to chop off a little bit of the bolt there. So I said I would show you how to calculate what to do. So I'll disappear for a minute and I'll take the seat post out, and then I'll show you the calculations. It's super easy, so I'll be back in a minute. Hi everyone, so I've taken the seat post out. So just before I took it out, because I had set the saddle to the right height, and I put a bit of tape around to show me where that where it went into the frame. So what if we can take a tape measure, what we can see here is the marking where the manufacturer says you must have from here to here in the seat post, or in a minimum. That's the minimum, so you can't actually have less than this distance inside the frame. So if we measure that, what we've got is from the top there, we've got 20 mil. So all we effectively have to do is go from there at the top here down to 20 mil. Make far more sense. So we're saying here we've got 20 mil. So if we go from here down 20 mil, we'll get a pen. And what we can do is we'll mark about there. So what that means is we can now cut off this element and we'll still have the recommended 20 mil inside the frame. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to whiz over to the I shouldn't say whiz because I understand that means something completely different in America. I'm going to go over to the Hexacut and I'm going to cut that off. And so and what I'm also going to do is, as we spoke about before, there's some extra threads here on the on this bolt that goes through that holds the saddle. I'm just going to saw those off now. I'm not going to bother doing those on camera because, well, everyone's seen someone sawing. So I'll do those off camera, and then I'll put the seat post back into the frame, and then I think we should be ready to do the weigh-in and see how much how much weight we've saved. Okay, so I'll be back in a little while. Hi everyone, so sawn the seat pin off and took the bolt under the saddle. I've done that. That one probably could do with another 1 or 2 threads to come off, but I'm going to leave that until I've fit the other saddle, so then I can just get it perfect with the final one. So everything, you know, the project's gone quite well. We've removed all the lugs, we've chopped off anything that we can get rid of just to reduce a bit of weight. And one of the other goals is obviously to have far cleaner lines, so when we look now we haven't got bits sticking out that are no use, so we're getting a bike that looks very unusual, which is one of my goals as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put it on the scales, and we'll see what we've done. I just had to watch part 1, and we were 10.22 kilograms, so that was where we started. So let's back in a second and I'll show you where we got to. Hi everyone, so we're got it hanging up on the scales, and let's see if we can get it so you guys can see. So we're just so I can see, 9.92. So we're into single figures, so that's great news. So I'm quite pleased with that. You know, as we've mentioned before, it's quite a lot of work just to lose a little bit of weight. I reckon I've probably spent 60 hours doing this. Filing was quite a challenge. So, but anyway, I think the lines look, as I said earlier, the lines look better, and you know, it's just a pleasing project for me. So I'm more than happy with spending the time. So just to get you to have a look there. So it's quite a weird old bike, really. So what I'm going to do is I'll take you over to the bench, and we'll show you what's planned for the future work on this bike. Alright then, so back in a minute. So let's have a look at what's next on this project. Just to show you, they were all the bits we sawed off the frame and components. These are the new tyres, tubes, handlebar grips, saddle. I'm waiting for one other thing, so that'll just be a super short video. We'll probably so all we'll do is just weigh the bike before, and then I'll swap all the parts, and then we'll weigh it again just to see how much it makes difference. So this is a brake one we briefly touched on earlier on, I think in part 1 video. So this has all been in the ultrasonic cleaner, a bit of material, bit of aluminium. Got a plan how to use that to be able to fit that, get this brake to replace the other one. So that'll be a separate video, I think. Then we got some pedals. So these are clipless pedals that you would normally have it on a racing bike. So we've got a bit of material here. So I've got a plan to be able to effectively, I mean, you can buy these things commercially, but I just want to make my own, really. I want to be able to create a platform that sits on top of this and clips in as a cycling shoe would, and then you can have a toe clip. So what that means is you can just wear normal shoes, whereas you couldn't really ride these with normal shoes successfully. So that's another one to come at some time. And then the handlebar one, which I think we talked about in or the handlebar stem and the steer a bit, we talked about in part 1 of this weight loss diet program on the Giant Halfway. So I think this one will be the next one, because it's simple. It won't necessarily be the next logical video. I've got some other stuff I'd rather share, but we'll get this one out of the way because it's dead simple. That I'm very keen to do that one, just because I like the idea of it, and it's a bit of a challenge. Which one of these come, I'm not sure. Whatever takes my fancy. So yeah, so that's about it, really. So many thanks to everyone for tagging along, and hopefully see you in the next one. So as always, stay happy, strong and healthy. Cheerio.